That's the way they think. They're not going to run from the game. They're coming to attack it.
Well, we get a chance to come back to this in just a little bit. Again, if you want to get in the conversation, do you think Michigan should screw Ohio State and hold out these last two games and, in essence, in my opinion, wave the white flag? I don't think they should. But if you do, give us a call, 248-539-9797. But up next, we've got news with Heather.
Well, I've got an awesome story to share with everyone. So Christmas actually came early for a Tennessee teen, and it's all thanks to one very mega celebrity. And I'll tell you who that is coming up next.
Can't wait. 97.1 The Ticket.
97.1 The Ticket. Traffic.
From the WWJ AM 950 Traffic Center, this report brought to you by Comcast Business. There's a freeway closure this morning, 696 eastbound at M5. All lanes are blocked following an earlier accident. Drivers are being forced onto M5 East. And there's a new accident, Lodge Freeway southbound at Wyoming Avenue, blocking the left side. When the unexpected comes calling, bounce forward with Comcast Business. Bounce forward fast with internet speeds of up to a gig, and bounce forward with the flexibility to update your bandwidth in just a few clicks. To learn more, go to ComcastBusiness.com. I'm Michelle Pena with traffic.
The only way you can take 97.1 The Ticket with you is the radio.com app. Download it today and listen to us anytime, anywhere.
Thursdays are the almost weekend, so celebrate at Buffalo Wild Wings with buy one, get one free boneless wings for Boneless Thursdays. Get them served hot to your table for dining or at home with takeout and delivery. The weekend's so close, you can taste it. Buffalo Wild Wings. Roar!
Availability of dining varies by location. Delivery offer only valid on VFW's website and app. Logo of equal value for participating locations. Not valid with any other offers. Size exceeding apply. Only one offer per customer provision. Delivery is subject to availability. Fees may apply.
Come into Love's Furniture and Mattresses during our Cyber Week sale and get free delivery on almost everything. Plus, save up to $1,500 and get 0% APR financing for up to 72 months. Get your choice between a Lane Cordova leather sofa or a Vista Sectional for just $689. A Sealy Queen mattress for only $298. Or save up to $500 on a Tempur-Pedic or $800 on a PD Rest Black mattress. Hurry to LuxFurniture.com for these can't-miss deals. Now through December 6th. Visit LuxFurniture.com/rules for details.
Ever wonder just how far an extra mile really goes? Drive a Mercedes-Benz van and find out. Start with a network of over 250 authorized dealerships, backed by a sales force ready to help you with everything from customization and service to financing options. They offer a variety of vans, like the durable Mercedes-Benz Sprinter or versatile Mercedes-Benz Metris, each tailored to match your work or play lifestyle. With options like blind spot assist and active lane keeping assist, plus MBUX voice command technology for directions, weather forecasts, comfort control, and more.
The route is being calculated.
So whether you're enjoying life on the trail or working hard on the job, see how far an extra mile can really go by taking the first step into an authorized Mercedes-Benz van dealership for a test drive today. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Some equipment described as optional.
I'm Lila Lazarus. St. Joe's experts say now more than ever, it's important to get your flu vaccine. A flu shot can prevent sickness, and it's free with most insurance plans. Protect yourself and your family. Connect with your St. Joe's primary care doctor or urgent care facility to get your flu shot today.
What's in store this holiday at your local Staples?
Decking the halls with custom cards and invitations.
Staples makes connecting with clients and loved ones easy. With hundreds of holiday templates you can customize and call your own.
And now, for a limited time, get 50% off select custom cards and invitations. Some can even be printed same day.
So deck the halls for less this year at Staples.
Shop in store or order online.
Ends 12/5/20. Limit 1. Visit staples.com/holidaycards or store for details. Dell Technologies has announced their Cyber Monday sale. They're releasing new doorbusters every weekday, plus up to 50% off cutting-edge tech for your business. There's no better time to upgrade your small business with the latest laptops and desktops with Intel Core processors, plus there's free shipping on everything. Yes, everything. Give Dell Technologies advisors a call. They'll identify the right tech solution for your business. Call 877-ASK-DELL or go to Dell.com/SP Cyber Monday. That's 877-ASK-DELL.
You decided to upgrade your outdoor dining. So you ordered the essentials. A power washer, a set of patio chairs, and a shiny new grill. And you use your Bank of America Cash Rewards credit card, choosing to earn 3% cash back on online online shopping, and up to 5.25% as a preferred rewards member, which you put towards your most essential Beck edition, a bird feeder. Apply for yours at bankofamerica.com/more rewarding. Copyright 2020 Bank of America Corporation.
I didn't feel so well, so I searched my symptoms on Google, and now I'm being followed by uncomfortable ads. I hate feeling like my personal data is being bought and sold. I downloaded DuckDuckGo and saw a difference right away. Take back your privacy with DuckDuckGo.
Did you know there's more than one Las Vegas? There's the Strip with families on vacation and questionable odds. Then there's downtown Vegas, an original gambling and entertainment mecca. That's where you'll find the D Las Vegas. Book your stay at thed.com. The D Las Vegas, your home for Detroit sports in Vegas.
You could win $2,000 with the 2 Grand Slam tomorrow at 7:20 with Stoney and Jansen. Live from the Jamie Samuelson studio, here's Stoney and Jansen.
Starting with the day off, we're currently talking about the bombshell last night from Kirk Herbstreit and the ensuing apology. And before we get to news, let's go to Paul in Warren. Paul, good morning. How are you?
Good morning, fellas. How are you? Great show.
Thank you. What you got?
Big Michigan fan. Yeah, I was watching it, so I heard Steve said that. And I was thinking to myself, I think it's more like Harbaugh knows that Ohio State might try to get $100 for real. I think it's more Harbaugh trying not to be embarrassed than it is Harbaugh trying to screw Ohio State.
So basically what you're saying is they're waving the white flag not because they want to screw Ohio State, but because Jim Harbaugh and the Michigan football team doesn't want to get embarrassed going down to Columbus this year.
Yeah, and
Paul, I appreciate it, and we will have a great morning.
Starting west to 14617 Arlington Avenue. In half a mile, turn left onto West 14 Mile Road.
I think he's on to something. Not Jim Harbaugh, though. Jim Harbaugh wants to play the game. I'm not even going to say anything more than that.
Yeah.
If there's Michigan fans that don't want to be humiliated, and I think that's one thing we lost in the shuffle here a little bit, is that there are accusations of programs around the country making up COVID issues because they don't want to get humiliated. Florida State against Clemson. Accusations. Again, I believe that's trash. I don't believe teams are really doing that.
Oh, you
I think
don't?
I think it's to me this is Twitter, social
At the
media,
light,
message
turn
board
left
fodder
onto
that
West 14
people,
Mile
you know,
Road. Then turn
conspiracy
right
theorists.
onto Inkster Road.
I don't think that's going on. Do I think it's a joke that they didn't play because of a runny nose? Yeah, but
And remember one thing. Kirk Herbstreit's sons do play at Clemson.
At Clemson,
and
yes.
Dabo was one accusing of Florida State essentially doing that.
Right.
yeah, and I think there was a perfect storm that came together here. And usually a guy with Herbstreit's credibility can still kind of curb that off. But I just think his emotions got a hold of him, and then the tongue got loose, and it just snowballed.
Well, and there's a lot of frustrations with so many things right now, and it all goes back to leadership.
At the
It
stop
all
sign,
goes back to
turn
the
right onto
NCAA
Inkster Road.
or the Big Ten or the ACC, SEC, or the leadership and the standards of regulation, and a lot of it's just a wild card of the coronavirus, right?
Yeah.
We don't know a lot about it
In
and how
1.9 miles,
it's
turn
getting
left
into
onto
some
West
of these
12 Mile
areas
Road.
where we think we're so protected. And but I tell you what, we're going to pick this back up again at 7:35. But let's get over to our news queen, Heather.
Thanks, John. All right. So police in Sterling Heights are actually looking for a suspect after a really dramatic shooting took place in a condo parking lot over the weekend. So the shooting was actually captured on surveillance video, and it shows the suspect shooting into a woman's car from just a few feet away. You might have seen this video. I saw it all over the internet, not just on local news channels, but everywhere. This video is all over the internet. And police say basically it is a miracle that this woman wasn't killed. They say this suspect sat in his truck. He was waiting and watching for this unsuspecting woman to walk out of her condo. And then as she was getting into her car and started to reverse, he blocked her in with his truck. He got out and started shooting right into her driver's side window. The shooter then got back into his truck and tried to go after the woman again as she sped off across the parking lot. And now police are really hoping that the public can help. If they know who this person is. They can identify the truck from the video. If you have any information, they want you to call the Sterling Heights Police.
Yes, please.
For sure.
Needs to be taken care of.
Yep. And it will be, because people are
Always get 'em.
sleuths. Well, criminals are always caught.
Yes.
That's my theory. But people online, they're so, I mean, they're good. You
Yeah.
post a video and they will find out who did it. That's for sure. Hey, just days before Thanksgiving, a Michigan family lost both of their parents to COVID-19. So Patricia and Leslie
In 1
McWaters, they
mile,
had actually
turn
spent
left onto West
47
12
years
Mile
together.
Road.
And they ended up dying from COVID on the exact same day, just 1 minute apart. And one of their 2 daughters actually describes this loss as both beautiful and tragic. And she says that her parents literally did everything together. So although the family is obviously shocked and devastated by their loss, when they really think about it, they said, well, you know what? It's really not that surprising, because they did everything together.
And we'll continue to be together.
Yeah.
So,
And, they kind of joked about it, that their mother was kind of the one in charge, the boss of the couple, and they joked about it, that she was probably like, all right, honey, I'm not feeling good, this is going, let's go. And the doctor, yeah. And so, they're getting by, but the doctors in the hospital actually said that the time was almost exactly the same, that they put it a minute apart. Actually, I think the hospital actually said it was the exact same time that they passed away, which, I mean, it is kind of a sweet story. I mean, it's not sweet,
Right.
it's sweet, kind of like the daughter described it. It's like, that's how I'd want to go with my husband. I mean, they always say you never want to be the one to live longer, than your significant other, so.
Especially at the older age, I mean,
Yes,
right now, I don't think we would want this, but, you get into your 70s,
Make a
hey,
U-turn.
why not?
I know. My wife says, hey, it's time to go. Okay, babe.
All right, fine. Here we go.
Yes.
So the state of Michigan is actively working on plans to distribute and store a COVID-19 vaccine. And Dr. Caldoun said that the general public could actually receive the vaccine by late spring.
In
So
6.2
far,
miles,
there's about
take
50
exit
locations
14C
as our
onto
hospitals
M39 and
departments
Southfield
that
Freeway.
have the freezer capacity to hold that Pfizer vaccine, because it needs to be stored at such low temperatures. So they have several locations they're prepping for that. And then when it comes to the Moderna vaccine, they have about 100 locations that can store and distribute it. And they have a plan. Basically, first, it's going to be the frontline healthcare workers that receive the vaccine first, so we can keep the healthcare systems operating. And then it will go to residents at care facilities. And then it will go to other critical healthcare workers and educators. And then it will go to the general public, like I said, by late spring.
That's great news.
It is great news.
And Gov, I know you mentioned this earlier. It's over 50% that have to either have the vaccine or the antibodies to reach what is it, herd immunity.
Yeah, it's more like 65 to 70.
So
Is what I've heard, and I don't know if that's completely accurate. I mean, you hear so much information about this that sometimes conflicts, but I've heard it's got to get into the
all
70,
conflicts.
the 70-75%, range to where,
Right.
we can live with the virus and can contain it, and we can kind of go back to our normal levels.
Get to my 2020 word. That's endemic.
Yeah, endemic.
Yes.
What are you going to say when, after the new year, when we're still dealing with this? We'll have some, major celebrity die. Can't say 2020 anymore.
It's going to be 21.
Yeah.
That's
But then if it's
Just change the name of the vaccine. The Pfizer one is FU20. The Moderna one is FU21.
all right, so yesterday, I think, John, you actually said that you and your family aren't huge fans of the movie Elf, right?
This is correct.
Which it blows my mind, because I love the movie Elf, and I think a lot of people do love it. And if you're one of those who loves it, so your family might not be into this, John,
Stay
but
in the left
you
3
could
lanes.
actually go take a trip, spend the night in downtown Rochester, because the Royal Park has actually created an elf-themed suite that you can stay in. And it's pretty darn cool. So it includes all the Christmas trimmings. There's a tree. They've got, how in Elf they hang the paper snowflakes from the ceiling. So you've got it kind of resembles what it looked like in Buddy's apartment, basically. They also have a Buddy's mailroom cocktail that's available, and they said it comes with a welcome amenity that's patterned after
as much as I did the first couple times, and I enjoy watching Christmas Story and Christmas Vacation every year more than I do watching Elf again every year.
Yeah.
Elf is up there for me. I can watch Christmas Vacation. I watch Christmas Vacation every year, but Elf is like, I haven't watched it yet this season because I save it. I save like my handful of favorites for later, for like closer to Christmas. I don't know. I love it. I just watched that Netflix has like behind the scenes of your favorite Christmas movies, or the making of, and I just watched it out. I don't know. It's one of my favorites now.
I've watched two of my favorites already. Frosty the Snowman came on last Friday, I believe that's what it was, and White Christmas was on last night. So I was flipping in between the Spartan Victory and White Christmas.
Two classics.
Well, so I was a little bit of green and white last night. Hey, thank you, Heather. Really appreciate it. If you think Michigan is going to try and screw the Ohio State University, or if you have a comment about Kirk Street's, comments last night, give us a call, 248-539-9797, same as the ticket text. We'll get to those phone calls next.
In 2 miles, take exit 14C Alton Ave Route 9 and South Mill Freeway.
Stop dreaming and start driving with a low auto loan rate from Community Financial. Low rates and no application fee mean you'll drive away with a payment designed to fit your budget. Get started today at cfcu.org.
Hey, Wojo here. Let's talk Detroit, where we work hard, root hard, we're proud, resilient, we adapt, we innovate, practice sustainability, and we can boast some of the best companies in America. Ford celebrates the inspiring companies who power Detroit forward each day. Here's Brian Holcomb of CGC Connecticut Law.
When you're hiring hearts, people are motivated. We are a family business for 4 generations now, and really one of our missions is to improve the communities that we serve. The water touches a lot more in your life than a lot of people are aware of. It impacts your biggest investment, your homes, it impacts your family. We just want to make sure that wherever it comes in contact, that it's the best possible that it can be. We have a whole department that's involved in the community. Simple management went on for a day, and we were knee deep in the Shiawassee River. Spent 8 hours pulling plastic and cans and old tires out of the river. Knowing that you're impacting people, you're improving lives, it does give you a little bit more satisfaction when you put your head on the pillow at the end of the night.
Exit 14C Alton Ave Route 9 and South Mill Freeway.
Most people know that Mr. Clean Magic Eraser removes crayon and scuff marks from walls. But did you know it even cleans tough kitchen and bathroom messes that are sometimes tough to tackle? Just wet, squeeze, and erase. Gray soap scum on your bathtub. Erase cloudy hard water spots in your shower. Erase burnt-on stovetop messes. So for all your tough kitchen and bathroom messes, try Mr. Clean Magic Eraser. So question, how far would you go for a friend? A ride to the airport? Have your sandwich? Donate a body part? I need a kidney transplant.
15 miles.
Kidneys, right?
Continue straight.
What do I need to?
You don't?
Well, I guess who's getting a kidney?
Silicon Valley's Thomas Middleditch and Tony winner Annalie Ashford.
Kidney buddies for life.
Be Positive, Thursdays, 8:30, 7:30 Central on CBS.
At Fisher Investments, we do things differently, and other money managers don't understand why.
Because our way works great for us.
But it may not work for your clients. That's why Fisher Investments is a fiduciary, obligated to put clients first. It's the highest standard for a financial advisor.
So, what do you provide? Cookie-cutter portfolios like the rest of us?
No cookie-cutter portfolios here. Fisher Investments tailors portfolios to meet each client's goals and needs.
But you do sell investments that earn you high commissions, right? And make commissions when you make trades for your clients?
No, Fisher Investments doesn't sell any commission investment products, and we never earn commissions on trades.
So what's in it for you?
Fisher Investments fees are structured so we do better when our clients do better. When it comes to helping clients achieve a comfortable retirement, we're clearly different. Visit FisherInvestments.com to find out why investors like you switch to us. Fisher Investments, clearly different money management.
Investments in securities involve the risk of loss.
Helmet-to-helmet contact. Legal here. Live from the Jamie Samuelson studio, here's Stoney and Jansen.
Well, if you missed it last night, College Football Playoff Committee
State next week, and then David, they'll potentially get a game on the 19th. They could be sitting there with 6 games. And Michigan, is it fair that Michigan could opt out basically of that game and keep Ohio State out of 6 games to qualify for the Big Ten championship? That doesn't make sense to me, but.
And Michigan, obviously, the bombshell was Michigan could opt out. We've seen players opt out before the season, during the season, and we've seen teams cancel games due to an infection spread in the program. And then after the lights were turned off, this is what Kirk Herbstreit had to say on his Twitter account.
Hey guys, just wanted to speak for a second about some comments that I made earlier tonight on our college football ranking show. Made some comments about Michigan, about the potential of them waving the white flag and intentionally trying to avoid playing Ohio State by just saying, hey, we have too many cases and we're going to opt out. I had no business at all saying that. I have no evidence of that. It's completely unfair to the University of Michigan, to Jim Harbaugh, to his players and coaches, and I just want to apologize. I think, if anything, I think we all go through some ups and downs, many downs for a lot of people during this COVID crisis that we're all in. And for me, in college football, I really struggle with where we are. Players opting out, teams canceling games. It just seems like it's a downward spiral. And I think typically I try to remain positive and upbeat. And I think sometimes we all have our breaking points. I think right now at week 14 with so much negativity surrounding the sport.
That was the apology from Kirk Herbstreit last night. Kirk is going to join us at 8:02 to discuss his comments last night, his apology, and everything that's going on in college football right now, because I share a lot of the same concerns and have a lot of the same frustrations about opt-outs, teams canceling games, and the fact that there has been zero leadership from the NCAA and from some of the conferences themselves. And quick ticket texture, I think this is a very important point, one that we haven't talked about yet. This is Larry on a cell. Every Big Ten school should want Ohio State to go to the playoffs because of the revenue sharing. All schools have lost money this year. They need the money. Thanks, Larry. That is, I agree. Like, I talked to Ward Manuel right before the season started, and they are projecting anywhere between $100 and $120 million deficit. And some of that has been adjusted because you are playing games, but if Michigan doesn't play this week against Maryland, that is a huge hit to the budget. If they don't play the game, that's a huge hit to the budget. So let's go to the phone lines. Mark in Plymouth. How are you this morning, Mark?
I'm fine, John. Listen, you being a Michigan fan, if you look back in history, the famous 10-10 tie came down to a vote. And Michigan State voted against Michigan. And Bump Elliott, the athletic director of Iowa, the former coach before Bo, voted against Michigan to keep them out of the Rose Bowl, but Dennis Franklin broke his collarbone. And they knew that Dennis Franklin would be healed before the Rose Bowl was going to be played because he broke it late November. And if you think that schools won't try to screw their rival, I think maybe that still exists there, and I think that's a possibility that could happen.
And Mark, the game you were talking about happened in 1973. Michigan, I believe, ended up, 10-0-1 that season. And
10-10 tie.
It was a 10-10 tie.
They even had ESPN, I believe, had a special about it where a bunch of the old players got together. Bobby Thornblade was one of those guys, and Dennis Franklin was Ohio State players, and debated the 10-10 tie. They had dinner together and debated the tie to try to resolve it. And Dennis Franklin, to this day, is still bitter about the decision to send Ohio State.
Well, there's a lot of people that are bitter about that decision. But, Mark, let me ask you a question, because this is a different time, right? We're in the middle of a pandemic. These schools, and I just read a ticket text about the finances. If Ohio State does get a chance to play in the Big Ten championship game, if they do get a chance to go to the college football playoffs, it's a benefit to the Big Ten and those struggling athletic departments
so fervent over the rivalry that you never know what's going to fuel something like that, you know? And I hate to feel that way. I know I'm being cynical, but, you know, I'm a big Michigan fan, and I played football at Eastern, but I grew up following Michigan. I went to the famous Ron Johnson game where Woody said that why did he go for 2? Because he couldn't go for 3. He Michigan the year before Bo got there, and I think the feeling just still run very deep.
Mark,
I just want to say, I believe all these things, and they're all there. And you talk about even teams not winning conferences because of votes, and all that stuff has happened. And I actually, you saw it come into the 90s with, the Heisman votes, and then Michigan split the national title, which you were directly impacted on. I think there are people with agendas that still vote for coaches' polls today, and the media. You're going to a whole different level here. You're talking about a team faking a virus and not playing a game to keep your rival out of the Big Ten championship game. To me, it's absolutely ludicrous. It's something that is spawned out in social media, message boards, and all that stuff, chatter between fans. But for the reality of it ever to truly take place is so opposite to what the integrity of playing the game actually means. And I think the core issue here is this could even have been started by Ohio State fans. It probably was, and Herbie kind of heard that chatter. But here's the fear, is that Ohio State can't play in the Big Ten championship game. And they only finished 6-0, okay? And they have to make the debate that they belong in the playoff over if Notre Dame loses to Clemson in the ACC championship over a 10-1 Notre Dame team that beat Clemson.
Right, but beat Clemson without Trevor Lawrence.
Right. Well, no, yeah, exactly. So the debate becomes, okay, Notre Dame had to play Clemson twice, and they split with them. Who's Ohio State beat? And they're only 6-0, and they didn't have to play for their conference title.
But
so that's what Ohio State fans are afraid of. They don't want to get into that argument, John, because if I asked you this, which team would you put in the playoff? 10-1 Notre Dame or 6-0 Ohio State without a championship?
I would probably go 6-0 Ohio State.
Really?
I would, but I don't necessarily know that that's going to be the decision. The decision is going to be, and I'll give you this scenario. It's not Notre Dame Clemson. It's Alabama and whoever they play in the SEC championship game, because it could be Texas A&M, it could be Florida. Probably going to be Florida. And so if Florida beats Alabama, now you've got all of these one-loss teams in Alabama, Florida, Clemson. If Clemson ends up beating Notre Dame in the ACC championship game, Notre Dame, how do you compare a 6-0 Ohio State team against all of those one-loss teams?
That was kind of my example of Notre Dame. And that's the thing, is it's Ohio State needs that championship to kind of seal it. And so they have the fear. You may not think that, but I think Ohio State fans, it becomes a debate if they don't have the championship. If they have the championship, there's no debate. And that's what Ohio State fans are fearful of. But to create it's one thing to talk about that and this to be chatter and something fun for us to talk about. To have the illusion to think that Michigan and Jim Harbaugh would not play the game to keep Ohio State out of that is ludicrous. It's insanity.
It is. And the problem will be if you're comparing, wins and losses in a 6-0 Ohio State team, it depends on who that sixth game is against the crossover team in the West. Because, if they beat Michigan State this weekend and that game gets played, it's not a great resume builder. Even if they play Michigan, it's not a great resume builder this year. And then they face whoever comes out of probably Northwestern. And again, you're looking at, okay, if they're 7-0, then you still have that same debate, whether they're 6-0 or 7-0, comparing them against Alabama, comparing them against Notre Dame, Clemson, Florida. I mean, you just have that same debate, because in this year of 2020, you're going to be, the College Football Playoff Committee will be comparing apples to oranges to bananas to strawberries to every different food group you can find, because nothing is there's no commonality.
See, the common knock, though, against the team is to first attack somebody's playoff resume is did they win their conference title. And that's what's at stake here for Ohio State.
But the playoff committee set that precedent a number of years ago by actually putting Ohio State in the college football playoffs ahead of Penn State. So I tell you what, let's take a quick break. We're going to get to more of your phone calls coming up next. 97.1, The Ticket.
97.1, The Ticket. Traffic.
From the WWJ AM 950 Traffic Center, this report brought to you by the Exergen Twice Daily Thermometer. There is still a freeway closure this morning, 696 eastbound at M5. All lanes are blocked following an earlier accident. Keep in mind, drivers are still being forced off onto M5 eastbound. Just before that, a crash on 96 eastbound at Novi Road on the right shoulder. These may be uncertain times, but what is certain is that every family needs a reliable thermometer. Protect your family with the Exergen Temporal Scanner, the only home thermometer used and recommended by hospitals, physicians, and clinics. Stay safe with Exergen. I'm Michelle Pena with traffic.
The only way you can take 97.1 The Ticket with you is the radio.com app. Download it today and listen to us anytime, anywhere.
This is Boomer Esiason with the radio.com Sports Minute. Football fans looking ahead to next season, and I'm not just talking about Jets, Jags, and Bengals fans. Dr. Anthony Fauci believes we could return to full capacity at NFL stadiums next September. We're going to be vaccinating the highest priority people from the end of December through January, February, and March. Infectious disease guru told Yahoo Sports, adding, by the time you get to the general public, the people who don't have underlying conditions, that's going to be starting the end of April, May, June. So it probably will be well into the end of the summer before you can really feel comfortable with full stadiums. If a lot of people get vaccinated, that's a big if. However, he cautioned that 50% of the people say, I don't want to get vaccinated. It's going to take considerably longer. Kind of gives new meaning to the phrase, taking a shot. I hope everyone takes one. I'm Boomer Esiason.
Buongiorno.
Buongiorno.
Buonasera.
Buonasera. How can I make the most of waiting for my next big vacation?
Translate your questions into goals by investing with Merrill Edge Self-Directed. It's more accessible than you think, with helpful planning tools plus free online stock and ETF trades, so you can keep practicing your pronunciation. Merrill, a Bank of America company. Visit merrilledge.com/withinreach to get started today.
Investing involves risk. Merrill Lynch, Pierce, Fenner & Smith Incorporated. Registered broker-dealer, member SIPC. Other fees may apply. Investment products are not FDIC insured or not bank guaranteed and may lose value.
Napa know-how. Nothing causes holiday stress like the words, some assembly required. Well, Napa's here to help with an Evercraft 100-piece screwdriver set for just $19.99. So no matter what Santa and his elves leave for you to put together, you'll be prepared. So save on the Evercraft 100-piece screwdriver set and other great tools from Napa. Quality parts, helpful people. That's Napa know-how.
Napa know-how.
At participating locations while supplies last. Offer ends 12/31/20.
This is Rick Frazier on behalf of Mother Waddles. And if you want to avoid Santa's naughty list this year, then you need to donate your car to Mother Waddles. Why? I'm telling you why. Because Mother Waddles has been playing the role of Santa to thousands of needy families every year, and they could use your help. So be good, for goodness sake, by donating your car to Detroit's oldest and Michigan's largest car donation program, and that's Mother Waddles. But remember, time is running out, so you need to call Mother Waddles before December 31st. And if you do, the IRS will put you on the nice list and give you a nice year-end tax deduction for that donated car. So call Mother Waddles today at 313-WADDLES. That's 313-WADDLES, or donate your car online at motherwaddles.org. Mother Waddles, a name you can trust. Call today, 313-WADDLES.
Right now at Subway restaurants, try the $5.99 meal of the day. Every day it's a different 6-inch sub plus chips and a 20-ounce drink for just $5.99. Come in any day of the week for one of your favorites, like sweet onion chicken teriyaki on Monday, or turkey breast on Wednesday. Made on your choice of bread with any veggies and sauces you want. Then add chips and a 20-ounce drink, and you've got the $5.99 meal of the day. A great meal at a great price. Every day of the week, only at Subway. At participating restaurants, additional charge for extras plus applicable tax. No additional